Brought to you by Fastpitch TV and sponsored by SoftballJunk.com. Here's another show from the 2014 Women's College World Series.
Here with Baylor, we have head coach Glenn Moore, Heather Stearns, Ari Hawkins, and Robin Landreth. We'll begin with an opening statement from Coach Moore.
Wow. I won't forget that one until I forget who I am. These girls are incredible. They just didn't quit believing. For 5 games, we weren't even in the. 5 innings, we weren't even in the game. That's why you play 7, I guess. Just thought we were facing a team destined to win, and nothing we could do about it. 3 outs to go, and thinking there's not much hope, I turned to my little boy in the dugout, and I said, "You're not going to cry after this, are you?" And he said, "Cry? We're going to win." And I was like, "Yeah, well, that's the kind of faith I need right now." Just unbelievable execution and fight from these girls. At the beginning of the game, we couldn't throw it anywhere in a strike zone the size of a refrigerator that they couldn't hit. It was just pretty amazing. I've never seen a team free swing the way they were at everything we let go of, and we're hitting it. Wits, every pitch, we tried everything with her, and they were hitting it. And, let me just say, hats off to Kentucky. What Rachel's done there is just a phenomenal job. I think they're a lot like our program, and just really respect the heck out of what they've done and the way they play the game. So I just have to give it up to the girls and let them talk about it. Amazing feat.
Thanks, Coach. Just a reminder to raise your hand and wait for the microphone, and then please state your name and affiliation before asking your questions. We'll go to the floor for questions now.
Jerry Hill, Baylor Bear Insider area. Talk about that kind of getting it going in the 6th, because like Glenn said, y'all just really didn't have much going in those first 5. What kind of you had the hit to kind of get you guys going in that inning?
Right before that, before we entered the field during that inning, our seniors actually, and our Lindsay Hayes, they actually pulled us together and said, "Hey, this is not going to be our last game," and they really, put the scare in me. But literally, I just took that to heart, and I just was not going to go out losing. So I just went up there and tried my hardest. I knew I was struggling with that inside pitch, so I was really upset, but yeah.
John Warner, Waco Tribune Hero, this for Robin. What were you thinking when you were down 7-0? Did you feel like y'all had a comeback in you? That's pretty dramatic.
Of course, any team down 7 runs, you're going to get frustrated. You're going to be upset. And I just think that we just took it a whole 360, and we, like I said, we were not going to lose. We really wanted to stay, and we really are competitive fighters at heart. So, we just weren't going to give up.
Glenn, you've been coaching softball a long time. 7 runs in the last, 2 innings of a game. Have you ever seen anything quite like that? And does it speak to the power that you guys have in this lineup that you can erase a deficit like that?
I think it speaks to the offense that we have. We've seen that throughout the year. We've put up some big numbers. But to do it against a pitcher that is as dominating as Nunley was for that length of time and be able to stay that composed and focused, it's just a tough game. It's a tough game to score runs throughout your season, much less here in the World Series like that. So, yeah, I have to credit the confidence our hitters have, the job Coach Lumley's done with our hitters this year and moving to more of a power lineup and just believing in themselves and enjoying that type of game and embracing it.
Joe Bettner, Fansided. Coach Moore, you guys are down, 7 runs. Most fans at that point in the 6th inning probably would have left, but your fans stuck with you guys till the end. Could you talk about your fans and what those guys mean to you? Maybe the girls want to chime in.
I'm glad you asked that question because I really think that these kids would never throw in the towel, but at some point in time you've played long enough to know when a game is hard to come back from, I guess. Then you just start living off of pride and you know, the things you hear about your university and things like that. But the fans never gave up. Our fans were loud, and they were right above our dugout, so we could hear them constantly. And I think that was the energy that really propelled us to get a few breaks and a few hits, and then really start believing we could come back. Outstanding fans.
Robin, can you talk about the double there? And did you, when you first hit it, did you think it was going out?
I thought it had a chance. Well, I hit it square on the barrel, and it had a chance, and it tied up the game. So, I mean, that's all I can ask for. I was just really happy that happened.
This for Heather. What did you do against the Kentucky hitters? They were so hot, you know, and you seemed to shut them down.
Yeah, I mean, just like earlier, try to hit my spots. They were very, very aggressive, like they were, you know, all game they were aggressive. And honestly, at that point, going off adrenaline, you know, hitting my spots, Claire's really talking to me back there, and just want to, you know, when my team's scoring 7 runs in the last 2 innings, you have to just come out and, you know, throw the game, because when your team's backing you like that, you have to just go out there and do it for them too.
Coach Moore, you guys were down 7-0 entering the bottom of the 6th, and you guys huddled up the team in that moment outside the dugout, and kind of really the game changed after that, obviously, completely. What did you say to your team in that moment?
I just tried to be a cheerleader for them. They've given so much to the university and our program. I just wanted to not give up on them. At that point in time, that's all you can do. Let them know you love them. Just keep cheering for them as hard as you can. And we'd made some adjustments, and really hadn't worked out a whole lot for us. And so that's as simple as that. Just cheering them on. Come on, we can do it. Believe in yourself. And trying to come up with a unique phrase every now and then to catch their attention, but basically being a cheerleader.
Matt Hofeld, SB Nation, Vox Media. Ari and Robin, was it just the third time around against Kelsey that kind of you guys caught up with what she was throwing, or did something change, or did you just click for you guys all of a sudden?
Ari?
For me, it was just, continually she was throwing the same pitch to me every time, and she knew that I was struggling with it, so, I just barreled it up and swung at it.
For me, it was kind of the same thing. She was throwing me outside, and so I was definitely looking there. But at that point, at least in my last at-bat, I was down 2 strikes, 2 outs, and so at that point, I'm just like, well, this could potentially be my last at-bat of the season, so just don't strike out looking. So I was just swinging.
Heather, you talked about it a little bit, but that when you came back out for that 8th, was there a little bit of extra adrenaline? You looked like you were maybe had a little extra oomph on the ball, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I had adrenaline going, and that 8th inning, it really picked up like it was this morning in the game. And like I said, I just wanted to do it for them. And, for a team to come back and an offense to come back 7 runs is amazing. And just as a pitcher, you want to give your team that support and, shut them down since they are trying so hard.
I really thought, if I can jump in here, I really thought it's pretty amazing she's not pitched in a month and she's got 2 World Series wins in 1 day. So I'm just very proud for her. She's outstanding. Did a great job keeping her composure that long and not letting the game get away from her and pitching the way she did in these 2 outings today. I think the future of Baylor softball is in pretty good hands.
Ari, are you icing your bag from that last play?
Yes. Well, not from the last play. I always have achy backs after from running and stuff like that. But no, it was fine. Actually, the ball hit my hand, so.
Okay, saw the ice pack. Wasn't
yeah,
sure.
No, it's normal.
Just a reminder to state your name and affiliation, please.
Bryce Cherry, Waco Trib. Glenn, the way you win this one, do you try to,
Top
it would be wonderful. But do you try to want them back on an even keel, or do you try to ride that momentum somehow tomorrow?
Oh man, I hadn't even thought about that. That's a good question. We're going to ride the wave for a little while. We're going to enjoy it as long as we can, and hopefully, no, I'm not bringing them back down. That's crazy. We're going to play ball as hard as we can, as long as we can.
Pete LaFleur College Softball 360. It's for anyone who wants to answer it, but was there any thought of how that would have been a terrible way for Whitney to end her career, going out early, and then, it's, all the kids been through the 6 years, or even as you look back at it now, how extra special is it knowing that the team did that for her and gave her another shot tomorrow? Anyone who wants to answer that.
Coach, would you like to start?
I'll say that I did think about, I always think about that when, not just for Whitney, but all the seniors. It's a tough way to go out, but she's a horse that we've been riding a long time, and I thought about it. It would have been nice to be able to get her an opportunity to come off the field, off the stage, final curtain call, if you will, appropriately, and you can't always script that. I've been doing it too long I know that, but so yeah, it entered my mind, but it's not anything. We're playing to win, number one. I think Holly asked me that during the game, about the pulling her, and but we're playing to win, and she understands that, and for her whole career, she's played to win, so she knows we're not going to do anything to jeopardize a chance of winning, and that's what we needed to do at the time. And having said that, Liz Paul came in and shut down a team that was really hot. I wouldn't say shut down. She gave up 2 runs, but she really did a great job for us, and she hasn't thrown really much any more than Heather has for us over the last month.
Glenn, you mentioned they were kind of free swinging early on in the game. What wasn't working for Whitney, and how does that make you think about tomorrow in terms of the ball?
I was talking with Brittany, pitching coach Newman, and I said, "What's going on?" She said, "Coach, we're in every plane, and they hit balls out that were in the eyes, and they hit a ball out that was down halfway to the ankles one time." I don't know that I can remember ever seeing that, and especially not off of Whitney when she's throwing mid-60s, and she was. Her velocity was up there at 65, 66, and as if they knew where the pitch was going to be thrown. I'm sure they didn't, but they were fouling off pitches that were in the eyes constantly, and I haven't seen anything like that. It was, like I said earlier, almost as if we were destined to lose that game from the beginning, but we weren't going to quit fighting, of course. I can't tell you that she, I'd have to let her answer that question. I just told her when she came off the field, be ready to go back in. We could re-enter her, so if we were closing to a point where I thought we might have a chance to win and, got in some trouble, I would have gone back to her and tried to get her out of that thinking this is my last, this is a curtain call, it's too early in the game. We could have used her. So we didn't have to, thank goodness.
Last question.
Coach over here, Mike McCoy, News Channel 25. Kind of a two-parter, I guess. What you said with Whitney, do you think is it something just mentally that was hurting her, like you just alluded to, or is it physically at all? I think
it's not physically. To my knowledge, she was pitching. So I credit Kentucky. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, and they were aggressive and going after it. That was their game plan. They weren't zeroing in on the screwball thigh high. They were going for whatever came out of her hand, and they had some success with it. And we changed speeds, fooled them a few times, but we couldn't consistently fool them. And that's why you make a pitching change. And we had a little different style, and Liz did a good job of mixing it up, and then Heather came in and did an outstanding job.
And one really last one. With Nunley staying in for most of the game, throwing over 120, 30 pitches, I don't know. Did you get more of a repetition, and almost predict what she was going to throw at you guys?
I think she was fairly predictable, or we thought she was, that she was making no bones about it. She was going after us and throwing hard and coming right in there, pretty much as we had scouted her. And, she's a good pitcher. Very good, but just really you start picking a side of the plate and wait till she comes there, and that's what you hope to do. It didn't work for 5 innings, but eventually it did.
Thanks, guys.
Looking for a softball bat? Do you want to save $30? Softballjunk.com is offering an additional $30 discount on all regular price bats on the website. That's right. $30 discount. Just text the word Fastpitch to 555-888 and Gary will send you a discount code good for $30 off your next softball bat at softballjunk.com. FYI, that code's also good at the Arlington, Texas store. This show is a member of the Fastpitch TV network. See all of our shows and blogs at www.fastpitch.tv.